Hey everyone, how are you? It's a rainy Saturday afternoon here in Pennsylvania, and I just wanted to jump on for a little bit and say hello. Um, the message today is on time, and I was thinking about this the other day because I think it's true. Doesn't it seem like the older we get, the faster time goes? A lot of people say that, and I feel it too. I feel the older I get, time flies, and other old, right? And I was wondering how true that is. And I did a little research, and there's actually a scientific explanation for the concept of does time really go faster the older you get? And here's what I found out. I have to read this without my glasses. It says it is sometimes known as log time. It's that as we age, a year becomes a smaller fraction of our entire lives up to that point. A year for a 5-year-old is 1/5 or 20% of their life so far, but a year to a 50-year-old is 1/50th of their life or 2% of it. So it seems to pass 10 times faster. And it's probably true. It's probably true. I think though, I think maybe one of the reasons why it seems to go faster the older we get, especially nowadays, is because maybe we are moving faster. We're trying to keep up with time. Things are just so fast anymore. With computers getting even faster, and our phones getting faster, and everything is instant. And everyone needs to be gratified instantly, and no time to waste, right? So I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking if we just slow down a little bit and just, again, an old saying, stop and smell the roses, maybe time will slow down for us too. Um, I have a friend who takes every morning, and no matter what, how busy, spend some time in the back with a coffee, drinking a coffee, and listening to the birds. And I think that's a pretty cool thing. And I think we have to take time to do that. And I know it's easier said than done when you have family and these kids and you're trying to get ready for work and school. And there's just so much going on in life anymore. It's hard to find the time. I feel like I'm busier now than I ever been. You know, uh, Even when I was a social worker and I was pretty busy then, I feel like I'm busier now because I have the uh, the new website that is being built, and podcast and the book and the other book I'm working on. And it just seems like a lot of things going on, which is good. It's good to keep busy. It's good to keep active, and so I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that uh, it seems like I too am busier than ever. But you know, I think if we do slow down a little bit and make some time, not take the time, make some time to slow down for a few minutes and appreciate life, and just maybe time will go a little slower the older we get. Speaking of time, I have a movie recommendation again, and this ties in with our theme of time today, and Back to the Future, one of the best movies I think ever made. Now, this is the box set, so this has all three films in it: one, two, and three. And two and three are okay. but for my money, the original one is the classic Back to the Future one, where Marty McFly, Michael J. Fox goes back in time to meet his parents. And it's just classic. It still holds up, Isn't it hard to believe uh, that that movie was filmed in 1985? That's already 38 years ago. And that's a longer time than when Marty went from 1985 back to 1955, 30 years. So again, where does time go, right? But this movie was way ahead of its time. The writers were amazing, the directors. In the especially in Back to the Future 2, they talk about TV screens that you could talk to and touch with your hands, and things that back in 1985 weren't around. Mobile telephones and cable TV, although there was cable in 85, but more interactive stuff. And so this was pretty prophetic for its time. Probably the only thing we don't have is our flying cars yet. We don't have that, but they were very close in the movie in Back to the Future 2. There was a scene where it says on the big screen in town, it said Cubs win World Series. This was supposed to be in 2015. Well, the Cubs did win the World Series, but it was in 2016, so they were only a year off. So I think it's a great movie, and the cast is just great. Michael J. Fox, of course, is a winner. You can't go wrong watching anything he does. And Christopher Lloyd and Leah Thompson and Thomas F. Wilson, the guy who plays Biff. And the cast is just great. And the movie is still a lot of fun to watch. And, you think about what would it be like if you went back in time to meet your parents when they were younger? Sometimes we forget that our parents were kids too. Our parents did the same things we did. I mean, maybe they didn't have the same conveniences as we did, or the kids nowadays do, but they did the same thing, right? They had picnics, and they rode bicycles, and they went to the movies, and they fell in love. And sometimes we forget that our parents or grandparents were kids too. And so I think it's a very interesting premise. Not only is it a funny movie, and I think it's very interesting. What would you do if you were able to go back in time and meet your parents or grandparents when they were younger? What would you say to them? It's pretty cool. So, and this movie holds a special place in my heart too, because Back to the Future was the first movie I ever went to see with a girl, other than my mom. And and so when I started going to college, and I started getting around a little bit more, I wasn't breaking as many bones as I did when I was little. I started going out more, and I started meeting people. And the first real date I had with the girl, we went to the movies and we saw Back to the Future, which was like the big summer blockbuster that year in 1985. And so I'll never forget it. And I was just amazed, when I went to the movies. This is really my first time ever at the movies, because, when I was a kid, a lot of the movie theaters just weren't accessible to wheelchairs. They had steps to go in. And I mean, that's kind of unthinkable nowadays, but it wasn't back then, back in the 60s and 70s. It wasn't back then. Um, so things got a little bit better in the 80s. And so I went to the movies with this girl, and we saw Back to the Future. So I'll never forget it for that reason too. And I gotta say, you know, Michael J. Fox, I would love to meet him someday. He is a true courageous guy, you know, what he's been dealing with all these years since the 90s with Parkinson's, and very brave guy, courageous guy, had family, grown kids already, you know, grandchildren. I mean, this guy is just a hero, you know. Hey, bud, how you doing, man? And so he is he's a real hero, and he's raised a lot of money for Parkinson's research. And you just got to hand it to the guy. You know, he could have just, when he found out he had Parkinson's, just went away, you know, disappeared from the limelight. But he didn't. He still made movies and TV shows, and you know, so I give him a lot of credit. You know, I really do. Michael J. Fox, if you're out there watching this, kudos to you, bud. So, so I think that's about it for today. We talked about time a little bit, and so it's time for me to go. So I hope you guys are having a good weekend out there. I hope wherever you're watching us from, it's a lot warmer and drier and sunnier than it is here in Pennsylvania. But we do need the rain, and if it'll help the flowers and the trees grow in spring, right? So always thinking positive. So there you go. So I'm excited because there's some exciting things hopefully happening this week, and I'll tell you about them the next time we get together. And my website should be done pretty soon. I'm looking forward to that. And the book that I was working on is being edited now, so that's kind of cool. And I'm having fun doing these podcasts. And pretty soon, we're having a special guest or two coming on to talk with us, and share some hope. And hopefully will be interesting and help a lot of people out there. So, all right. So I'll catch you guys later. I hope you guys are all good. Take care for now, and have a nice Saturday evening and a great Sunday. Take care. Bye.